Hola niños, hoy vamos a leer la historia de Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Espero que te gusta. Once there was a little girl called Goldilocks. What a sweet child, said someone in town. That's what you think, said a neighbor. One morning, Goldilocks' mother sent her to buy muffins in the next village. You must promise not to take the shortcut through the forest. I've heard there's bears in there, she said. I promise, said Goldilocks. But, to tell the truth, Goldilocks was one of those naughty little girls who did exactly as they pleased. Meanwhile, in the clearing deep inside the forest, in the charming house all on their own, a family of brown bears was sitting down to breakfast. Pooty, this porridge is scalding. I've burned my tongue, said Papa Bear. I'm dying, said Baby Bear. Now really, said Mama Bear, who was a medium size, that's quite enough. I know, why don't we go for a spin while the porridge is cooling, said Papa Bear. Excellent, said Mama Bear. So they got on their trusty old bicycles and off they went. A few minutes later, Goldilocks arrived at the bear's house. She walked right in without even bothering to knock. On the dining room table there were 3 inviting bowls of porridge. Don't mind if I do, said Goldilocks, helping herself to the biggest bowl. Pooty, cried Goldilocks, and she spat it out. Next, she tasted the porridge in the medium-sized bowl, but the porridge was much too cold. Goldilocks tasted the porridge in the little bowl and said, and it was just right. Neither too hot nor too cold. In fact, she liked it so much that she gobbled it all up. Feeling full and satisfied, Goldilocks thought it would be a great fun to have a look around. Right away she noticed a lot of course bear for everywhere. They must have kitties, she said. In the parlor there were 3 chairs. I don't mind if I do, she said, climbing into the biggest one, but the biggest chair was much too hard, and she couldn't get comfortable. Next she sat in the medium-sized chair, but that chair was much too soft, and she thought she might never get out of it. Then Goldilocks sat in the living chair, and that was just right, neither too hard nor too soft. In fact, she liked it so much that she rocked and rocked until the chair fell completely into pieces. Now all that rocking left Goldilocks quite tuckered out. I could take a little snooze, she said, so she went to look for a comfortable place to nap. Upstairs were 3 beds. Don't mind if I do, said Goldilocks, and she got into the biggest one, but the head of the biggest bed was much too high. She tried the medium-sized bed, but the head of the bed was much too low. Then Goldilocks tried the little bed, and it was just right. Soon she was all nice and cozy, sound asleep. She did not hear the bears come home. The 3 bears were mighty hungry, but when they went in for breakfast, they could scarcely believe their eyes. Somebody had been in my porridge, said Papa Bear. Somebody has been in my porridge, said Mama Bear. Somebody has been in my porridge and eaten it all up, said Baby Bear. In the parlor, the 3 bears were in for another surprise. Uh-oh. Okay. Somebody has been sitting in my chair, said Papa Bear. Somebody has been sitting in my chair, said Mama Bear. Somebody has been sitting in my chair and broken into smithereens, said Baby Bear. The 3 bears went upstairs on tippy-toe, not knowing what they would discover. At first everything seemed fine, but then Papa Bear laid down on the big brass bed. "Somebody has been laying in my bed," he cried, and he was not amused. "Egad, someone has been laying in my bed!" cried Mama Bear. "Look, somebody has been laying in my bed, and she's still there!" cried Baby Bear. "Now see here!" roared Papa Bear. Goldilocks woke up with a start, and her eyes nearly popped out of her head. But before the bears could demand a proper explanation, Goldilocks was out of the bed, out the window, and on her way home. "Who was that girl?" asked Baby Bear. "I have no idea," said Mommy Bear. "But I hope we never see her again." And they did. They never did. The end. Pues niños, espero que te gustó esta historia y nos vemos pronto. Chao.